if you so if you have been in around any bit of time, you might realize that this is a bit different compared to my usual videos video. And that's because something kind of just like something came to mind. And so like I will it'll be like going in and out. I'm gonna record something. So this is entirely unscripted because I really just like um didn't didn't know what to like script, so I'm just going off the top of my head because the script's already been in my head for a while. Um, but so oh oh Fortnite has some pretty cool storytelling, and I'm about like environmental storytelling. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna place the Utopia city prefabs because I'm currently in my test world, which is like this world I use to test stuff, see how things work. So right here we have the Puppuccino Cafe. You've got the little dog. You've got we go in here. We've got all these funny little banners. There's don't mind that the the prefabs are kind of broken. Honestly, I hope they will fix them. But luckily, all I have to do to fix this is just like turn off grid snap. But, like all I have to do to fix this. I guess that might be actually why it's not working. It's because it's doing this. So if I put it on it and no, no, okay, I can't move that. But anyway, you see that for the most part, it's pretty accurate, obviously. But like you can see, like it looks pretty clean. Everything's pretty nice here. You've got all these tables. Everything's so happy, like, like this is such a nice place. Like I would love to live. There's grass up here. And if we go over here, you can see that's further continued with this building, which is, I think it's the Orbits. Yeah, it's the Orbits Club. And, you got lava lamps here. Here, if we go up here, you can see there's speakers. There's usually like a giant pillar of light here, but because we're in creative and this isn't the original version, I think that's why there's nothing here. But you can recreate that with like a capture point. There's these two guys. And of course, there's over here, there's the bathroom and everything. I don't know why they have two bathrooms if they're men and women, judging by the signage. I'm guessing it's just so that enough people can use the bathroom at one time, since they all have one stall for some reason. Um, why not just have two doors that lead to the same bathroom then? And that's my only complaint about that. But he up here, this is where there would usually be like the DJs and stuff, like this DJ panel right here. It's all that. Over here, I think this is a house. No. Okay, that's a bit of spoilers. Um, but over here, we have a nice little building. It's got like the office desk. It's got the puppuccino thing over there. There's some, desk space. There's a storage unit back here. Here, like, all fine and dandy, and like clearly a place I'd want to be. Now this one's the most notable. Okay, it's got like this big line that connects the two. I think this is supposed to be a giant office building. I don't know if it's called that. I think I can check. Train station. Okay, that was a train station, that one. This is Skyrise Towers, that's Pacino, and that's Orbit. So yeah, this is a Yeah, skyrise. So yeah, this is an office building. You can see like, well, there's nothing in here, but but it's entirely a place to like live. There's posters everywhere. It's like motivational things about donuts. There's an idea sign in because here they're working on, I guess, ideas. And if we go up the stairs, we can see that aside from more bathrooms, we've got all these desks. You know, like they're all orderly, all neat, neat, neat up. Anyway, yeah, we got the puppuccino thing. All these desks you can see, as I said before, are neat and orderly. We've even got pictures on the desks. If we go up, we can see that there is some nice little spacey chairs and some vending machines. There's all like, oh, that's the jam. That's the Fortnite Festival jam stage. I like that they're actually like including stuff from the other modes. I didn't even notice that at first. But we have a nice pool table with all the pool balls in order. There's some arcade machines, though these ones don't make that much noise, I guess. And sorry, I just have an urge to. There's a chair here. And we go around, and here is the way we can walk through. You know, it's the giant thing that connects the two areas, and here's more desks and office space. And okay, as I said, the prefabs are a little wonked, but I think that's mostly because creative has some weird grid things, so some of the stuff gets a little wonked. Like, that's easy to fix. You can just move the chair yourself and it'll work. But over here, there's, you know, more stuff over here. There's a nice little meeting room, you know, Utopia City, and everything. It's a really lovely place overall. Yeah, so as you can see, Utopia City is a very nice place, and it's like, you know, super, very, very beautiful, and a really lovely place to be. It was a place that had a lot of really cool buildings and was made by a superhero team to be a safe haven, a beacon of hope for everyone who would look at it. You know, that kind of thing. It showed a lot of really good things with it, and I think that was really cool. Now, you might notice that I'm kind of usually speaking about it in the past tense, and that's the reason we're here on an environmental storytelling basis, because that past tense is actually correct. You see, Utopia City unfortunately did not remain Utopia City forever. It became a location known as Dystopia City, which I will show you right about now. Alright, so you can kind of already see how, like, absolutely different it looks. Obviously, some of these buildings aren't in creative yet, so I might pop up like images of what those looked like in Utopia City when we get to them, but like I said, the Fortnite wiki still has Utopia City images, so I'll use those for accurate looks. But as you can see, like, this entire place is now ruined. You can see, like, right here, like the bugs got here. You can see that this entire skyrise here is covered in there you go. This entire skyrise building, all the you can see that everything is in disorder. Here. All of these, like, chairs are upside down. Some of the desks are broken. This whole wall is gone. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that was before or after. You can really see it when I walk down this long hallway. Like, there's tons of everything. The entire pool table's upside down here. Here, the posters are either lopsided or fallen down. Yeah, the arcade machines on the back here were missing, but they've also been shifted. And over here you can see Utopia City. Enter again. And it's fallen over. Here. Sorry, I had to get this real quick. And then if we go further down, you can see how, like, absolutely nothing is left untarnished. The entire skyrise building is basically ruined. None of this building remains intact entirely. And that the funniest part is, well, not the funniest part, but the most chaotic part is that you won't notice until, like, right at the bottom, but it's halfway sunken into the ground, as you can see by the fact that these stairs go to nowhere. And the stairs logo's, like, off the thing. And if I walk around, like, it's get worse. Like, these roads, I'll pop up an image of it, but these roads right here are normally blue. They are not only covered in dirt, they're also red. Right. Which means something has definitely gone wrong. You can see how there's also, like, a OXR outpost here now. Like, the OXR setup after they probably got here from being called or something of the sort. Right. You know, because of the fact that probably the bugs were noticed beforehand. And the truck's still here. That's crazy. They left the truck. Like, minimum wage workers be like, I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'm not taking the truck. I'm not. Yeah, over here, there's still. It's crazy that the place still has a lot of power. Like, a lot of these things are still on. And over here, it's left. Yeah, you can notice that too. On, like, I'll let you play it again in the footage, but you saw that when I left the area and when I re-entered it on accident, like, I left the area on accident and re-entered on accident, you saw that it said entering. It didn't say where I was entering, because Dystopia City Utopia City became Dystopia City so recently that they didn't log the name of the place yet. So that's why, like, Ranger's Ruin, Demon's Domain, any of the other places that you can enter, it will usually say, like, what they are, or when you enter. Here it doesn't do that at all, which I find really chilling. Like, but you can see on this side, like, it's almost entirely left untarnished. It's mostly this side back here that has been touched. And nothing here was left untarnished. There is a ton enough stuff. Over here, you could see that at least the train station is fine, mostly. I think. I don't know for certain. Oh yeah, and the roly-polies right here. I'll use these to traverse better because they're actually really helpful. So, if I go over here, obviously there's a lot of areas they didn't get to yet. Here, the bugs haven't gotten here, so it's mostly the same. But it definitely is very hollow. Like, even without all the damage from people probably running away from all the bugs and stuff, it still feels very hollow, very empty. I know that's the thing that Fortnite usually has, is, like, places obviously designed for there to be a lot of people, Well, it feels like, but like here, there's not even NPCs. Like there's no one. No one. And the amounts of chairs and other things that are left lying around makes me imagine like there was a struggle that like in some manner there was a bunch of people running away from all these bugs, and they may or may not have even gotten out in time. The OXR wasn't much on time. It's like this is broken. Again, over. This is tipped over. This is normally like right up. Up. You didn't get to see this building in the thing, I think, but it will be shown as a picture around this point. But you can see like all these different snack areas. Everything is broken. And if I go over right here, there's a hole which I imagine was a bomb. They were trying to bomb the place too. Right there, that entire building is in the ground. Pretty much. I just killed some of the guys responsible. This entire building pretty much is underground. And the power is breaking here. It's still on, but the power is definitely not working as it should. It's very fluctuating. It's all damaged. Stuff. So if I go over here, of course, you know, these bugs are responsible. I'm just gonna kill more of them. So over here is one of the most important ones, because you can see there's the pillars, and if you notice by that, you can tell basically the entire Orbits Club is gone. You can also see that this beachfront right here was corrupted as well. This was like a giant, really nice beachfront, but now it's absolutely covered in gunk and whatever else. But now the Corpus Club is just reduced to this. I imagine they got here first, but the entire club is just reduced to this single loot sack in the middle of the area. Yeah. There is nothing else that remains of it. I think you can see the orbit sign if I get to a certain angle. Yeah, there it is. Yes. You can also see this gold ball. I haven't shown the original version of it, but this is the gold ball. I'll show the original version of it as a picture if I can find it, but right there is the golden ball, and you can see even it is like, it's like covered and gonna kind of symbolize what's happened in a way. Wait. This is for Utopia City. Wait. I'm gonna be honest, the bugs may seem weak, but that's just because we're fighting them. Fortnite does have a tendency to have gameplay and story segregation, especially with the fact that there was no one here even when it was still a bustling city, because Fortnite couldn't have random people walking around in the middle of a battle royale. Well, anyway, I'm going to go around, and you can tell right away that this place has been entirely desolated. Like, there is nothing that remains of what it was originally, which I probably said a bunch, but I'm sorry, I have a limited vocabulary. So, you might be wondering what exactly caused that. Well, again, it's the Onimorphs. The Onimorphs are a bug species from basically hell. They are from the spirit realm, which is a place where a bunch of demons and other stuff come from and whatnot, uh, as well as the sprites, who are from the last season. Um, so, oh, in every sense, the Onimorphs are basically demon bugs, and they are man-eating and vicious as well. This is shown various times through other environmental storytellings. Things like, for example, you can find people trapped in loot sacks that you can save, and they will join you for free, which I find really cool. It's like a you saved my life, I will save yours. Here's kind of thing, which is nice. Nice. Yes. This is a pretty fitting reward for saving a combat soldier. Here. But it the queens and stuff are also there because they're like the queens are the leaders. That's what they are. I have this writing is all over the place, I swear. I'm trying really hard to make coherent sentences, but it's not working very well. So so oh oh obviously these bugs are a horrible invasive species that are kind of just going all over the place, and they're ruining everything, and they're causing a lot of problems. And obviously, considering that they're man-eating, those problems are much worse than just being a nuisance and eating crops and whatnot. No, they are much, much worse. Now, what you might be thinking, okay, how did they reach Dystopia City? It's like on the complete other side of the map. And to that I say I genuinely have no clue. Like, I am just as clueless as you as to why they went straight for Dystopia City. Well, what is now Dystopia City. But it didn't affect any of the surrounding area in any sense of the word. My guess is that, much like how it went with Demon's Debris, the place is either possibly defended, the bugs just walked around it, or it's possibly that they are being commanded, because it is heavily implied during a lot of the game that they are still receiving commands from somewhere. It's not said directly in game, but based on where they come from. Now, for a lot of things, this would be a point of contention, a horrifying truth of how powerful the villains are. And that's also what it is right here. Because Dystopia City is a showing of how the bugs are not exactly meant to be. Some are not something to be trifled with. They are very, very powerful. And are enemies in every sense of the word, just as much as any other. They're before them. Now, is that to say there's some reality warping monster from the 18th dimension? No. But they are a force, and a force that is much more close to reality of what these things are. These things just keep going and going, and they only seek to add more mass to themselves. They only seek to add more to their hive. And that's pretty much all they think of. But despite all that, they are still a very, very dangerous threat. And that is shown very beautifully in the way that, well, it's not really beautifully, it's not the right word, but it's shown very clearly in how they're presented, in the fact that an entire city fell to them in not even really that much time. It happened entirely within the realm. Also, there's of a single update. There's also many other places around the map that are destroyed by them. A pretty is easy to go for. An example is all the OXR bases, since you can find on the map. Because, like, for example, over there you can see Ranger's Ruin, which is in the storm right now. It's pretty much entirely decimated, and there is nothing of the base that remains in any sense. Oh. Nice. But I just got a victory while trying to record a damn video. That's funny. But yeah. You can see how the bugs are immensely of destructive force, and they are needed to be. And I hope this has been a decent video in how environmental storytelling it is pretty cool, and specifically with Utopia City to Dystopia City. Thank you for watching.